Dr. Ken Landau. Thanks for watching. Let's talk about Lipozene. Lipozene, you've seen the ads. Supposedly all you have to do is take the pill, don't have to change your diet, don't have to change your exercise pattern, and you will lose weight. Question is it legitimate? Well, the commercial has a voice that tells you to please remember that Lipozene is intended for those who seriously need to lose body fat and weight. The manufacturer of Lipozene, the very scientific and professional sounding Obesity Research Institute, claims that it's a weight loss breakthrough, that it's clinically proven to help you lose body fat and weight. It contains an active ingredient called glucomannan. Glucomannan, or Amorphophallus konjac, is a fiber that with water supposedly swells in your stomach and fools your brain into thinking that you're full. You got a small brain if that's going to happen. According to them, they say you finally have a dietary supplement that actually works. Clinically proven, actually. And they sell it to you with another product called Metabola Plus. And that contains some green tea, some kola nut, some vitamin B6, B12, some oolong tea leaf, and they throw in a little bit of cayenne and some guarana seed extract. Now, the most famous glucomannan product is the Japanese shiitake mushroom. Glucomannan is simply a soluble fiber. It happens to be a sugar. Now, Lipozene is a proprietary brand of the glucomannan. According to them, you can achieve your weight loss goals with America's #1 dietary supplement that's clinically proven to help you lose weight and still allow you to eat your favorite foods with no change in exercise required. You can take it off and keep it off, according to them. They have 30-minute infomercials. They're on CNBC. They're on Home and Garden Television. They're on the Learning Channel. And supposedly, you can lose more than 2 pounds a week by taking this product. And that eminent expert in all things scientific, Dr. Oz, he says of glucomannan that it's one of the best ways to control your hunger. It's a robust appetite suppressant. It's nature's sponge. Now, there's no question that if you weigh too much, if you're fat, we now use the terms of overweight or obese, well, that can harm you. That can lead to coronary artery disease, stroke, heart attack, insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, hypertension, cancer, decrease your life expectancy. But these bold claims for Lipozene, there's not much scientific evidence standing behind them. Lipozene, this agent konjac type of glucomannan, well, does it really give you a sense of feeling full? According to them, just take the pill. That's all you have to do. Take the darn glucomannan, take the darn Lipozene. You don't have to go on a diet. You don't have to exercise. And according to them, it's clinically proven you could lose 6 pounds in 8 weeks. And in a recent double-blind university study, they showed, among other things, that 78% of every pound that you lose is pure body fat. It's not water. But they also say that these claims have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration and that the product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. You should use it only as directed, and you should consult your healthcare professional prior to even taking it. But they boldly claim that they sold 25 million bottles of this preparation, and they claim that that happened by October of 2015. Well, calculate how many hundreds of millions of dollars that supposedly brought in. The bottles contain 30 capsules, and if you follow their directions, you'll take 2 capsules 3 times a day. Well, let's say if you took 1 capsule 3 times a day, 30 days in a month, that's 90 pills, so that's 3 bottles. And if you do what they tell you to do, 2 capsules 3 times a day, that's, over the course of a month, 180 capsules, and that means that you need 6 bottles. But don't you worry, because they have a current promotion for you. $29.95, you buy 1, you get 1 free, but all the orders are assessed a $1.35 processing fee. But you get free shipping, and they'll send you a gift, and it doesn't contain any stimulants, and they have some pictures on their website of one person who supposedly lost 20 pounds in 10 weeks, another one 90 pounds in a year, another one 15 pounds in 12 weeks. But they also say that the results are not typical and that the people who were endorsing the product also were on a diet and they were exercising. And guess what? They were also paid. Now, the Obesity Research Institute, this highfalutin sounding company, just a company, they happen to be located at the Reno airport right across the runway from the Nevada Board of Medical Examiners. Well, you don't have to get the Lipozene to get the Glucomannan. Glucomannan comes in glucosilin and fentrobern and glucotor. And you can also get it from Nature's Way, and actually they sell it for about 1/3 the price of what you have to pay to get the Lipozene. And there are other kind of dietary soluble fibers. There's guar gum and psyllium. There's oatmeal, oat bran guar we call it, oat bran glucan. And then there's the barley beta-glucan. Well, the question is, does glucomannan work to make you lose weight? Well, there's been some scientific evidence that it does not. Well, if you look at the Journal of Obesity in 2013, they looked at the safety and the efficacy of glucomannan in people who were overweight or moderately obese. And they concluded that at least the supplement didn't seem to hurt you, but it also did not promote weight loss or significantly alter the body composition. Didn't change your hunger, didn't change your fullness, didn't change your blood lipids, your cholesterol, your triglycerides, and didn't change your blood glucose. Okay, so that was one study. Well, actually, the Journal of the American College of Nutrition in 2014 looked at the same product, the glucomannan, and they concluded the same thing. You can take the glucomannan in, but you're not going to lose any weight. And the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, they looked at all the studies, half of which were funded by the industry. They were followed for somewhere between 5 and 8 weeks, and the effect on weight loss, well, not much. Actually, the only people who lost weight when they took the glucomannan were on diets and exercising, and then they only lost about 2.5 pounds. And the people who took the glucomannan and didn't diet and didn't exercise, they actually gained weight. Now, fiber is important. We don't get enough fiber here in the United States. The average is somewhere between about 5 and 10 or 15 grams of fiber each day. It's recommended by the American Dietetic Association that we should consume somewhere between about 30 and 35 grams a day. So we only get about half as much. But it's even suggested by some that we should consume up to 50 grams a day. Now, most of the fiber in your diet is from cereal grains. Now, there are two different kinds of fiber. We have the insoluble fiber, we call it the non-fermentable fiber, and that's the kind you get when you have your cereal. And that's good for a laxative, and it's good for colon health. But the soluble fiber, the kind of fiber that we're talking about with the glucomannan or oatmeal or psyllium that you can go get at the grocery store, well, that supposedly is going to help reduce the amount of sugar elevation after you eat, and it's going to reduce the incidence of cancer, and it's going to alter your intestinal bacteria, and then the bacteria are going to manufacture certain kinds of short-chain fatty acids that supposedly are good for colon health, and supposedly might even decrease the incidence of not only cancer, but also coronary artery disease as well. But if you get too much glucomannan, don't you worry, you're probably going to get some abdominal distress. You might even get severe diarrhea. Well, glucomannan, once upon a time in the early 2000s, was marketed as Fiberthin and propylene. And you could go and get the products. You could order them online. And it was, in those days, $100 for the Fiberthin and the glucomannan, and the propylene, rather. And then they had a couple metabolic enhancers, the same Metabolup plus the Accelerine, and that would cost you about $90. Well, contained the same stuff. They made the same kind of crazy claims, And the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, said, what are you guys doing? So you don't have any evidence? You're making these false claims. And actually they brought suit against the company and against the Henny Den Weigel, who's the same guy behind the Obesity Research Institute. And actually, they said that, you know, you guys have to pay a fine. And they fined them $1,500,000, which, when we look at the total amount that these supplements bring in, is a drop in the bucket. And they said that the defendants were barred from making any red flag claims or unsubstantiated claims for any weight loss product or dietary supplement or drug or device, or for misrepresenting any scientific study for the purposes of marketing a dietary supplement. It was a stipulated final order, not a settlement. They didn't admit that they really did something wrong. But they did, it seems. They paid $1,500,000. Now, they claim that they have 3 studies that show that Lipozene is very effective. But actually, there are no studies that we can find at clinicaltrials.gov. That's a listing of all of the trials ongoing or completed in the United States. And certainly, if you type in Lipozene to the National Library of Medicine site, which is a compendium of all of the scientific studies, it just is not listed. And the 3 scientific studies didn't study the glucomannan, didn't study the Lipozene, they studied the glucomannan. But according to the manufacturers, the Obesity Research Institute, the glucomannan in Lipozene is special. Well, the website refers to university studies, but we don't see any university studies. All we see is the Obesity Research Institute. That sounds like it's an institute somewhere, but it isn't. It's the name of the company. The FDA has approved glucomannan as a commercial thickening agent. They never approved it for weight loss. Now, for those of you interested, there are 2 sites that are of special interest. One is a lawyer's group, and it's called the National Remedy Fraud. They advise you to take Lipozene with a grain of salt. And the other one is called Learning from Lipozene, the Anatomy of a Drug Scam. So, in my opinion, here we have an overpriced supplement of dubious quality without scientific backing that's making exorbitant claims. It's a slickly packaged product, all in the face of previous governmental action. And remember that history repeats itself. Remember, there's a sucker born every minute. Remember what your mother said. If it seems too good to be true, it is. So what kind of rating are we going to give Lipozene? I give it a flunk. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm Dr. Ken Landau.